The triple tap hydrant configuration is going to allow us to maximize the total volume of water from a fire hydrant because we've essentially opened up the area to its maximum potential. One common problem that some fire departments face is that they don't have the ability to put enough gate valves on all the 2.5-inch side ports that are available on your typical 3-outlet hydrant to be able to perform what we call a triple tap hydrant configuration. So one of the most common mistakes that folks encounter, build one tentacle at a time. Heavy hydrant operations refer to the practice of using multiple ports off of a fire hydrant to achieve superior fire flows. If you are limited by the hydrant gate valves that you have available to you, but you carry an Oasis valve, you can still perform a triple tap hydrant configuration. Essentially what you're doing is you're using your Oasis valve as a giant gated Y. In this configuration, what you'll see in this video is the operator connects the 4-way valve to the hydrant as they normally would. The supply pumper is positioned appropriately, and the first line coming from the supply pumper is going to go to the 2-fire port. What is different about this configuration compared to everything else that we have shown thus far is that instead of this line going to the fire scene, this line is going to one of the large intakes on the supply pumper. The supply pumper is then going to pump using their large diameter discharge to the fire scene. So the supply pumper is tied into the hydrant from the beginning. What the Oasis valve allows me to do next is I can hook or double tap the hydrant by using the 2 relay pumper inlet line or port to go to a second intake on the pumper. Now I have completed my double tap hydrant configuration. Because the proactive pump operator placed a hydrant gate valve on one of the side ports, they are able to hook a 3rd line to a 3rd intake on the rig. If this pumper were equipped with a rear intake or any other large intakes on the apparatus, we in theory could quadruple tap this hydrant by utilizing this unused port here. However, what we're trying to demonstrate in this video is a triple tap hydrant configuration with minimal equipment, but using the 4-way hydrant valve. This is going to allow the pump operator to achieve superior fire flows from this fire hydrant. A way I like to think of this particular tactic is I want to be able to connect 3 large diameter supply lines to my pumper, but I only have 1 gate valve and a 4-way hydrant valve in order to do it. The 4-way hydrant valve allows me to tackle 2 of those hydrant connections, while the gate valve allows me to accomplish the 3rd. So one of the most common mistakes that folks encounter when they're attempting to perform any hydrant or heavy hydrant hookup operation is they try and hook all their lines to the hydrant from the beginning. Remember, we don't go from 0 to octopus. We build our system 1 tentacle at a time. So what we're going to do is we're going to start our initial supply with the 1 connection, get water from the hydrant into the supply line, into the supply pumper from the initial connection. Once that's complete, we can check that box. Now we can start working on the 2nd feed, get water to the 2nd line and the 2nd intake. Once that's complete, we can worry about the 3rd feed, okay? 1 tentacle at a time.